rebound, and bounce back.
Yeah.
You know, kind of restructure my whole thing and get back. Feels pretty good also.
Nice. So what's all been going on behind the scenes? Has it just been like injury issues that you've had to deal with, or what's been happening?
Man, first of the year I had a car accident, and then I had a bone bruise on my left elbow, and that subsequently I got COVID right after that. So I had a car accident and didn't know I had COVID, and that kind of just balled up into my postponement of my February 27th fight, which was then booked later for June, which I did sign the fight for June. So February 27th was canceled because I had COVID. The elbow was bothering me a lot. Couldn't get ready for the fight, and then re-signed the fight for June with a different opponent, which was Kyler Phillips. Supposed to fight Kyler. Tore bicep, so I had an injury in training camp. Just too long of a training camp. Just, oh man, that's all I can remember. Anyways, it's just too long. It's March, April, and it's just overtraining and trying to get in shape back from February 27th fight that was scheduled, and and then unfortunately I had the injury, so I operated a week after, and here we are.
Crazy. So has it been like a mentally challenging year to not be able to perform, and I guess you'll probably not be able to get a paycheck is it tough too, right?
Right, yeah, but both instances, right? Where you're kind of doubting, hey, is the age getting there? I'm getting injured, and then first of all the COVID, of course, and now the injury. Say, hey, what's going on with my body? But the positive thing is that I was mentioning in another interview that I was able to heal this thing record time, which is pretty unheard of for at 39 years old, for a full bicep tear. They had to regraft the muscle and attach it through the radius to the bone, and I don't know, man. It kind of gave me an extra motivation there. So I called my manager. I was like, "Hey, man, let me be part of the last UFC of the year because by then I'll be cleared." So it's kind of almost like a multi-simultaneous type of scenario, which I'm getting released from surgery, then strength, and get the strength back in the arm because I couldn't pick up a bottle. Yeah, it was. So this alone was a good motivation for myself. I was like, hey man, I can't even drink a bottle of water, and a couple of months later, in record time, I was able to get back into the gym with my brother and my coaches and physical therapists, and just kind of build back day by day. It was pretty cool. So I said, hey, let's do it. It's December 18th. I had the opponent, Ricky. I said, yeah, I feel great. Let's use that as motivation, and here we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought. I mean, Ricky as an opponent, does it mean anything to you, or was it like, I don't even care who it is?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, not taking anything away from the guy, right? But yeah, exactly. I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Hey, that when I call a manager, I say, hey, the UFC wants to fight Ricky. I say, okay. And obviously he's going to be a hungry guy. I think I'm still 11, 12 or so, and he's top 15, I think. So I'm sure he's going to be pretty motivated for that as well. And on top of that, my last fight wasn't very good, so they probably look at that. Okay, yeah, I'll fight this guy, and so. I take that into consideration. I'm pretty realistic to what's going on in the horizon, right? So I'm like, okay, let's use that as motivation as well. Let him, bring his thing, and I'm gonna be well prepared.
Does this feel like a like a big moment for you? I don't know, like, cause like as you said, you've been doing it a while, you've been around for a while, you've had a couple setbacks, but at the same time, it feels like you're just excited to be back in there. But does this feel like an important moment in your career?
Yeah, it does feel like, well, it feels like every moment is an important moment, because if I compare what I'm feeling now to the fight before, and then the fight before, and then the fight that got me close to a title shot a couple of years back, it kind of feels the same. It's just now just a mental aspect. Just previous interview today, I've been noticing a lot of people are asking, "Hey man, how's the mental state?" And it almost feels like the mental side of the aspect of the fight game. It's kind of new, because I can see now. Obviously, I'm a little bit older now, so I'm a little bit wiser. So I can see how the mental side of things are being more relevant now, to where people are paying attention, right? You see champions now having mental breakdowns, like hard to explain, but even the best in the world now, they kind of have that moment where you can see, well, I can see because of my experience, right? But I can see it's a kind of like a mental breakdown in the fight game. So what happened to me, it's normal. It's like, hey man, this is just happening to me. No, it's kind of happening to the game. This is the game, because you get physically to where you peak. You get to a physical a level there with such high level physically, because we're the best fighters in the world. And then you have to equalize and manage and balance your mental side of the things as well, so you can have a good balance. So I think this is relevant now. I think this is real. So, and this is what it's happening now. So it didn't just happen to me. So it kind of feels okay. All right, yeah, let's get back on the horse and make it happen.
Dig it. Last thing from me. I think 17 years now, maybe at this point, I believe, somewhere in there. I mean, talk about, I guess, what is the motivation right now? And I mean, is this something like, oh, I got to keep doing this for a long time because I still love it? Or is it like, let's get a few more fights in, see what happens? I mean, where do you stand in your career?
Yeah, a few more fights out of the way. I've got 3 more fights on my contract. So it's hard to really put it in words and hard to put it in perspective. But yeah, it just feels good, Like as I mentioned, I'm not bragging, by the way, but my physicality just kind of gives me a little bit of motivation. Just because of what I've been able to do, get on my diet, heal from surgery, get right back in, and get strong again. Literally, you know, doing my strength and conditioning, getting in there, being the last guy to leave the gym every day, and kind of going with the younger guys. That kind of feels pretty good still. I'm not done yet, but also I want to be realistic to where I stand, right? In the scale of the best fighters in the world, I want to be realistic to myself to see where I stand. If I get in the gym and I can't get a sparring session, I can't, roll with the guys anymore. I want to be realistic. When that time comes, I will hang up my gloves, and find something else to do at that point. But right now, I still feel pretty good.
Hey, Raphael. I just have a quick one for you. A former opponent of yours, Cody Garbrandt, just suffered another knockout loss.
I saw that, yeah.
I just wanted you to, what are your thoughts on him and,
Yeah.
what he should do next?
Yeah, I don't know what he should do next, but yeah, it's just hard, because you look at the guy and say, oh man, I don't want to offend anybody because I'm a pretty respectful guy. But you look at, man, he fought a little guy, The guy was small. I mean, like I say, all respect to Kai Kara. But he's a smaller guy, and he was able to put him out like that. And then if I look back at my fight, I say, man, like, if I, it was more of a mental breakdown. I was physically ready for that fight. It was just kind of like a mental block or whatever happened that night. But I could have put him out too, but respectfully so, because I don't want to, dash on the guy that just had a knockout loss like that again. But it's just weird feeling looking at the fight. It's like, oh man, I should have done that, But then that's not cool, You should have done that and knocked the guy out, But it is a fight game at the same time. So it's just a little bit of a mixed feeling of how when I watched it, when I saw. I remember I tweeted something. I was like, "Oh man, this is a crazy game" or something. That's when I tweeted it out. I think that's all I did was like, "Wow, this is a crazy game" or something like that. That's what the feeling I had at the moment.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it, man.